In the news tonight, a wave of robberies has boat owners crying for improved security at the repair dock. Party bans to reconsider being judged next Kadooment after opting out yesterday. The integrity of Guyana's upcoming general elections under international scrutiny. And in sports, the Windies begin planning for Pakistan in the ODI format after the T20 Series defeat.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Good evening, I'm Lisa Broom. Thank you so much for tuning in. In our top story tonight, tensions are rising among boat owners stationed at the Harbour Road repair yard as a wave of break-ins leaves many counting their losses. With at least 40 boats targeted, they're calling on authorities to step up security before the situation worsens. The repair yard, usually a space for much-needed maintenance, has been the target of break-ins, and the owners are not pleased. Boat owner Charles Innes says security is needed.
But we had some difficulties since we haul up here. Since I haul up here, and I haul up here at the end of May, where we had some serious breaking in, people breaking in the boats, carrying away things out the boats, and stuff like that. And we've been harassed by people that breaking in the boats. The boatyard needs some more security and stuff like that.
A worker at the Boatyard who only gives his name as Ali says unless a broken gate is fixed, the issue will continue. He claims to have logged a number of complaints, but to no avail.
Because what's most important is this gate that they have 40 boats breaking into and things that's been stolen. And the problem is that this hasn't been fixed. So in the coming weeks, it's going to be the hurricane season. And if this problem is solved, it can be the same problem again. Because we got more boats going to be coming in, and the problem is that I works for the yard itself, Boatyard, and every owner would ask me, how come my boat get broken into? And I can't answer.
Meantime, Chief Fisheries Officer Dr. Shelley Ann Cox says steps are being taken to prevent future break-ins. She says the Fisheries Division is working closely with key stakeholders to ensure the area remains a secure storage space for fishing vessels. The break-ins, which occurred between June 23rd and 28th, prompted immediate action from the dockmaster and other officials who've since made several recommendations to strengthen security at the site.
We have been collaborating with the Barbados Port Inc. and Barbados Police Service to increase patrols during the night in an attempt to arrest the perpetrators. The Barbados Port Inc. also have cameras installed in close proximity for increased surveillance. There is a gate that has been damaged. The repair of this gate is being assessed and will be completed in short order. Since these measures have been implemented, there have been no break-ins reported since June.
A renewed call for government to pass the human transplant bill to save the lives of Barbadians and reduce the $20 million taxpayer dollars being spent on dialysis. This from renal transplant surgeon Dr. Margaret O'Shea. The bill, which was laid in Parliament in 2023, has yet to be debated, leaving Barbadians in end-stage renal failure with limited transplant options and fully dependent on dialysis.
Dialysis is expensive. We average about $35,000 a year per patient. And certainly these patients, if we were to at least take a fraction of them off of dialysis, we would save the hospital a lot of money. And of course, then the Ministry of Health. Many studies have shown, and local data, that you can drop the cost of managing patients like this significantly if they're transplanted. Because after they get the transplant, then they just need the medications.
Dr. O'Shea, a lecturer in surgery at the University of the West Indies, also shared that there has been an increase in kidney disease among younger people. 24-year-old Shoy Thompson was diagnosed with stage 5 kidney disease last October.
Kidney failure is a silent disease, and it just creeps upon you. The only option they have right now would be a transplant. Without a transplant, I will have to do this for the rest of my life. I'm currently in the process of going through to receive a transplant. I have reached out to Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville, Florida. The cost of the transplant was roughly 700,000 Barbados. So I'm waiting to see how much coverage I'll get from my insurance, and the remainder funds I will try to use a GoFundMe and exercise faith that persons of Barbados or persons around the world would even donate to help a cause like this.
And you can catch the full interview on kidney disease after the news on In the Know with Crystal Hoyt. Party bands may opt to be judged again next Kadooment Day. This year, the party bands, some of the largest on the road, opted out of the Kadooment judging to help fix a major issue from last year. That's according to Brian Worrell, president of the Barbados Association of Masqueraders, who says those issues related to bottlenecks, with some bands delayed for hours. Mr. Worrell says they lobbied the National Cultural Foundation for a smoother plan, and all parties agreed.
We wanted to take a relook at the starting of the event, because last year we had a lot of issues with the start. It was a lot of blocking up. Bands took 2 to 3 hours just to get past the stage last year. So we wanted to look at how we could work on the floor, as it's not only the second year we're using this new route. So what we came up with was the party bands decided they would forego judging so that they could transition through the stage area faster, as they're the larger of the bands as well that pass the stage. We had an agreement there. We put it forward to the NCF. They agreed. The trade-off was that the prize monies that we would have been vying for in judging was allotted to the bands up front as an addition to their subvention.
However, he said although the plan worked, they will meet to decide what will happen for 2026.
For judging, we're going to relook it. We're going to have a post-mortem meeting in terms of the bands to see if it is something that we want to do again. I think that the bands may want to compete because, you know, competition is part of it, as we know that. But this year was really just about making sure that the route works. So we will relook that, and it can be on the table because it wasn't a permanent thing that we did. It was just temporary to make sure that the route worked.
Meanwhile, more bands took to the road this year for Grand Kadooment, and familiar names made a return. Mr. Worrell says there were 18 bands this time around compared with 14 last year. However, while some bands had smaller numbers, some had an uptick.
There was a slight increase in bands. We got the return of a stalwart, which was Quincy Jones with his new band that came back. I think they did very well from the results I saw as a heritage band. And some new bands came back to the fore. We had Chris Williams coming back with Salt. He did a landscape presentation. So we had a slight increase. Most of the bands that were there last year came back, if not all. Numbers, however, would have varied from last year to this year. There were bands that had increases. Some bands had decreases in numbers this year.
Mr. Worrell has praised the partnership with the Barbados Police Service this year, noting that each band had its own assigned officer. This, he says, ensured a safer, smoother day on the road.
I also want to shout out the Barbados Police Service as well, who would have come on board with the bands this year to individually walk with every band. That was a huge deterrent in terms of having the unregistered people road control, along in terms of working with our own security. There were several meetings between the police and the private securities that are working with the bands to make sure that they work together. It worked perfectly for most of the bands, if not all of them. So I want to commend them also for coming out and being there to assist the bands as well.
Entertainer Lead Pipe has won the 2025 Tune of the Crop with his hit Tech Charge, which was played 18 times at judging points. Second position went to Jordan English, whose song Darkers was played 11 times, and third was Lil Rick, whose song Dial 911 was played 4 times at judging points. Meanwhile, band leader Betty West won the HIV/AIDS prize for her portrayal of Stop the Stigma. The 2025 Calypso Monarch is applauding the high quality of social commentary songs produced this crop over. Anderson, Mr. Blood Armstrong, believes Barbadians being satisfied with the quality of songs this year is the reason the Picardy Crop Finals was sold out. He made the comment during an interview on CBC TV8's Morning Barbados.
The writing as far as the calypso is concerned was, I think, was phenomenal. You know, the guys came with some good angles, some different topics, right? Even in the juniors, you know, as you listen to them, you found that they came from different angles. Even if some of the subject matter may have been familiar, you know, the angles took, right, were great. And I think you got to give kudos to those people who were, you know, into writing the calypso and that kind of stuff. They did a really, really good job this year, and we hopefully, you know, they can top it again for next year.
Mr. Blood says his song, Don't Wait, was written by Billboard and has a sincere meaning and was composed with purpose. He says there are many Calypsonians who've contributed significantly to Crop Over.
Sometimes we just go along and then the guys pass and, you know, we remember them. But I think, you know, they've done so much. Like, for instance, you know, one of the first songs I can remember jumping to on the road was by Viper, right? Ting Tong.
Ting Tong, Ting Tong.
I even wrote a song called Ping Pong,
yes,
right? Early in my career, right? And then I always used to tell Destroyer that I really loved Boom Bam and Hottie Hottie, and that I thought that at some point in time we should do a remake of it together. So it is not too late to still do that, you know. And I learned so much from all of these guys when I started.
Well, despite the heavy rains, Barbadians attended another festival event, Mimosa, and experienced the freedom to be themselves at a different level. The highly anticipated breakfast fete held to its standard despite Mother Nature's intervention. And while some were disheartened by the rains, the premier breakfast fete still received a thumbs up from many. Rachel Agard has that story.
As early as 4 a.m., patrons from near and far flocked to Poolwood St. John and feted the morning away at Mimosa. And the muddy conditions did little to dampen the spirit of those in attendance as they danced in the mud to their heart's delight. Patrons enjoyed a selection of food and bites and were served champagne by acrobats. Minister of People Empowerment and Elder Affairs Kirk Humphrey says the promoters have no control over the weather, but the patrons turning up was testament to the quality of the event.
I think every Barbadian needs a point at which they should just be able to take a break and to relax, you know. As the Prime Minister said in the Marshall video, when you work hard, you need sometimes to party hard too. But I think more importantly, we've seen at Mimosa, the guys have supported a lot of community events. They've been very active in the community. They never forgot where they came from. And I think that's fundamental to being able to take Barbados forward. So I support the fete, but I also support the idea that the guys realize that the only way we can empower people is if we take all people forward, even at Crop Over.
Director of Mimosa, Kevin Husband, says the thought behind the venue selection was to take full advantage of the picturesque atmosphere after a we-gathering event was hosted there. And he thanked the patrons for attending the event in spite of the weather.
For any promoter, fear of rain or bad weather is always going to be there, right? That's the one thing you can't control, and you're always worried that something going to go sideways with the weather. So we got the rain this morning, but depending on who you ask, some people like to be in the rain. Now, ideally, we would have probably liked that the rain fall a little bit later after the event started, but we weren't that lucky. So before things got going, the rain came down pretty hard, but that's okay. As long as people have a good time, that's our main concern.
Patron Jyoti Suri from Virginia says she enjoyed visiting Barbados and the Mimosa experience was definitely one for the book.
To me, Mimosa, there's nothing like it. It's nature, you're in the middle of the trees, you're with nature. I was sitting there feeling the vibrations just going through my body. It's very spiritual. It's an amazing experience. There's nothing like it. And it's very freeing. Look at everybody. Everyone is different here. Everyone's so unique. Everyone's got their own personality and everyone is loved. I can't explain it.
The party went past the 11 a.m. stop time and included a host of local artists. Rachel Agard, CBC News.
Sports Night, brought to you with the compliments of Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL.
Sports time now. Let's head over to the sports studio where Damien Best is standing by with the details. Good evening, Damien.
Yeah, good evening to you, Lisa. Well, the Barbados 12-member team is off to the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2027 pre-qualifiers in Mexico. The squad will be led by co-captains Akeem Marsh and Keith Burkett. CBC's Ann Margaret boys attended their final practice session before Friday's opening game against Jamaica.
Members of the senior men's national basketball team were hard at training in the BCC gym ahead of the FIBA World Cup 2027 pre-qualifiers. Barbados are fortunate to be in the tournament based on their FIBA World Ranking, but they will compete following the withdrawal of the United States Virgin Islands. Although admitting that his team will be the underdogs, head coach Devon Blair says they will be going after victories.
We want to win. I don't think you should ever go into a competition saying that we're going there to lose games. So we have the mentality there. We're going there to, we know we're the underdog. We're realistic in that. We know we're the underdogs, but we're going in there to win basketball games, right? We want to win 3. If we don't win 3, we want to win 2. If we don't win 2, we want to get 1, right? So we're going there to win.
Captain and power forward Akeem Marsh says the squad is in good shape and has a positive attitude.
I think training has been going pretty well. You guys are working hard every single day. Still got a couple things to clean up on, but other than that, I think we got a good, young, solid team.
When up against the likes of Mexico, Costa Rica, Jamaica, what is the realistic goal for this Barbados team?
The realistic goal is we going to win the competition. You know what I mean? Like we going to compete. We're not going to lose because we're the lowest ranking team. We're still going to compete and try to win as many games as we can.
What are your thoughts though on the groups? The group.
Oh, the group itself? Yeah, it's tough competition. Mexico ranked probably like top 20 teams. Jamaica got a couple of NBA players. But as I said, like we know our group. We got the youth. So we got to try to play as quick as possible because the team's going to be way bigger than us, so we got to beat them on speed.
Barbados has been drawn into Pool A, where they will face host nation Mexico, Costa Rica, and regional rivals Jamaica. The tournament will run from August 8th to August 10th. Anmar Goodrich Boyce, CBC Sports.
The Business Report, brought to you by the Youth Entrepreneurship Scheme, a department of the Ministry of Youth and Community Empowerment, supporting young entrepreneurs from idea to enterprise.
Well, picture this, a soft sensory escape in every bottle and jar, coupled with an initiative to create a complete world of relaxation and elevating your everyday routine into a ritual of care. Well, that is the combination of Velvet and Wick and Gianni Spa Tuyu, the brainchild of young entrepreneur Dominique Garner. On tonight's Yes Business Report, she tells Trevor Thorpe about the origins and thinking behind the two initiatives.
Owner Dominique Garner tells the Yes Business Report Velvet and Wick is an all-round skincare and wellness centre and no one has been left out in the setting up of the operation. She says it has been providing solutions for a cross-section of persons.
Velvet and Wick was formerly Body Bliss Signatures. We actually rebranded in April, but we have been in operation since 2020. We are a skincare and a wellness brand. We create products from body creams, scrubs, car air fresheners, re-diffusers, room sprays, linen sprays, everything that you could think of, creative or not.
Wickless candles, food candles, bath bombs and shower steamers are among the new elements in the portfolio of Velvet and Wick.
A shower steamer is created similar to a bath bomb, but it is created for the shower. As you know, Bajans don't have tubs, and who have a tub is not filling up a tub in this day and age with the water bill. We take showers. So what we do, we help you turn your bathroom into your ultimate spa experience by closing up the bathroom, locking the door, making that your zen zone. Bathroom, the windows closed, everything. What you'll do, as you go into shower, you'll put the shower steamer on the floor. It's water activated, so as you turn on the shower, you're going to bathe like normal. As the water hits it, it's going to diffuse, and when it diffuses, the aroma takes over the bathroom.
A cohort of the Youth Entrepreneurship Scheme, she tells the Yes Business Report the candles know no boundaries and can turn an ordinary night into a special occasion.
We have all-purpose candles, we have aromatherapy candles, we have candles that are perfect for just the home, just a little bit more zen. We also have shot glass candles, so if you're thinking of something outside of the box, you can find the perfect gift right here at Velvet and Wick.
Her other passion is Guyana Spa to You, a mobile operation, but the service does not come without a consultation for safety reasons.
Anybody can call, yes, but when we have the consultation, then we will go to what is more suited to you, because not everyone can have the same service. So, like, for instance, like a hot stone, someone with high blood pressure and stuff like that are not supposed to have hot stones unless you have, like, the doctor's permission, because with a massage on normal day, a massage can lift your pressure and drop it. So you just have to be careful. So certain things are contraindicators for certain services.
Ms. Garner says she has already done the Manifest program and is eyeing the overseas market for further development with Export Barbados. Trevor Thorpe for the Yes Business Report.
Sports Night, brought to you with the compliments of Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL.
And Damien is back for the second half in sports now. Over to you, Damien.
Yeah, thanks so much, Lisa. Well, Xavier Lawrence is the champion of the 2025 Southwest Open Tennis Tournament. In a battle of the Xaviers, Lawrence was pushed all the way by Xavier Hastic before prevailing 6-4, 2-6, 7-5.
Xavier Hastic taking on Xavier Lawrence at the National Tennis Center in the Southwest Open final. Hastic in the bright orange serving well in the first set. Comes inside for the volley. So far, so good. The patience of each player being tested as well. Deep returns on this point. Building towards something spectacular or painful. Well, it was the latter that applied in this scenario. Still in the first set, Lawrence serving at decent pace. Hastic doesn't middle it, and that's 15-love. But credit to Hastic, he pushed Lawrence all the way from left to right. The backhand return lacking the coordinates in the end. Epic first set, punctuated with some sumptuous plays. The rally of the matchup. Who wants it the most? Both players aggressive. Hastic trying to outfox Lawrence, who was having none of it. Secures the point and the opening set. 6-4. Into the second we go. Switch of ends. This is where Mr. Hastic changed gears. He showed that bravado required. Snaps the wrist on the volley. Marvelous indeed. The spectators agree. More of the good stuff. Rips the serve. Error from Lawrence. This matchup headed for a rollicking finish. Hastic taking the second set at 6-2, making it one apiece. Refocus and settle. That's what Lawrence would have thought to himself. Gets into a great position, and then it's the error from his opponent. The atmosphere charged. Lawrence applying more power. Backhand defensive lob. Way off by Hastic. With the title on the line, you can expect some level of response, and Hastic was up for the grind. Measures the forehand. We're locked at 5 games apiece. Fast forward after both players made some wardrobe changes. Hastic in the far court. This one sits up perfectly for Lawrence. And he blows the chance. Big miss. Well, he made up for it 2 plays later. Building towards the winner from the drop shot. Hastic way out to see tremendous tennis indeed. But alas, somebody has to win. Game and set point to Lawrence. After a titanic battle, Hastic too long on the return. Xavier Lawrence seals the Southwest Open title in 2025 in 3 sets over Xavier Hastic. 6-4, 2-6, 7-5. Local tennis at its best.
And that's our news for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night.